and welcome to this reading. Today's reading, is going to be about your romantic life for the next 3 months. We have 2 piles to choose from, pile 1 here and pile 2, each of which has a crystal. Don't quote me because I am not super familiar with all of the crystals, but I think this might be ocean jasper. So that's that one, and it does have a little kind of divot in it. And then for this one, I'm pretty sure this is just a quartz, or not just, but I think it is quartz, a little moon. And then I will also pull a rune for each pile. So for pile number 1's romantic reading for the next 3 months, so which rune, please, Spirit? I'm still learning runes, so I'm not sure which exactly position that one goes in, but we'll figure it out later. And pile number 2, please, Spirit. Which rune for their romantic reading? So pile number 1, you've got the Tiwaz rune, which represents honor, justice, and leadership, and we'll get into that later with, all of the cards and everything. And for pile number 2, you got the Thurisaz rune, which represents catharsis, change, cleansing, which we will also get into for your reading. There will be timestamps in the description box below, so once you know which pile is yours, you can go down there and click to your reading. I do shuffle the cards and still film it, but I kind of speed it up and put some relaxing music. And if you'd like to, you're welcome to watch that and set an intention for the reading. Just kind of hold that energy, your romantic life for the next 3 months. Or if you're just raring to get into it, then feel free to just go to the second timestamp, which is the reading itself. You'll see. But otherwise, I'll see you there. Hi, pile number 1. So I've already shuffled out your cards and set out month 1, the next month, out here, and then we've got month 2 and month 3 waiting for us up there. So I'm going to start by reading you this card here, the Wisdom card. It says, external assistance should be sought, which can take the form of personal consultancy or research. You do not have all the facts or the facilities just yet, but are still in a good position. Bay indicates success through diligent application and also heralds new romantic relationships. Be wary of speaking your mind without care of others around you, as you are not going to be the most knowledgeable or experienced. So I'm definitely getting a few messages for this. Straight up, new romantic relationship mentioned here, and then we also have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. And so I definitely feel like if you are single, kind of dating, that there is a new romantic relationship coming up for you in the next month. And I can see, and if you are not single, then with your partner, just kind of having a bit of a rebirth, just feeling like a new chapter in your relationship. And I can see whatever your situation is, that there will be a lot of romantic feelings shared and a lot more passionate moments. I also feel like going to be feeling, very fulfilled in the bedroom, if that's something that you do. Kind of don't know what I can and can't say on YouTube. You also want to be, accepting and welcoming of all different people, and I know that that's just, not something everyone's interested in or ready for. You also have a lot of in your pile about leadership and also heeding advice. As in, like, the Wisdom card, it said external assistance should be sought, and also here in the Father of Water, I'm getting separate messages for this one. I do feel like this is the new person, or if you're in a relationship, your person, who you will be having all of these, new romantic this new romantic relationship with. Not all of those. But in reverse, this card can represent somebody who is a natural leader and a bit of a shoulder for people and gives really good advice. So I'm just kind of forming a basis of what we've got here, and then I'm going to go into it further. Again, with the leadership, this rune here is the Tiwaz rune, representing honor, justice, and leadership. So I am getting the message that if this is a new person, that you could meet them on like a dating app, or also through a friend. Or somehow like through someone not necessarily a friend. But that there will be some kind of link like that you meet each other, rather than sort of, out and about kind of vibe. I feel like this new person who is, I was going to say also, if you are already in a relationship, that you might receive some kind of advice or hear some kind of information online or something like that, that could that'll kind of change your mind about things, or like together that will kind of be an initiator as to this new start in your relationship, this new passion and good times. There's definitely a very wholesome energy going on. This person, I feel like they're a very sweet person, maybe a little bit quiet or shy. I think that they can be a good listener, but maybe not all of the time. And their heart is really in the right place, is what I'm getting. I feel like they're a provider, and they might be the kind of person who wants to pay for dates, or I don't know, really just provide you with a good time. In more ways than one. We also have the wholeness card here, and it says, I am complete, whole, and filled with love. I have everything I need. If I ask or look for more, I'm ignoring the love and gifts that are already in my life. Instead, I'll be grateful and acknowledge that anything else would be extra icing on life's cake. FYI, to whoever is listening, extra icing is totally welcome, and it's obviously the most delicious part. I definitely feel like you'll be putting more kind of effort into your appearance, kind of like choosing really good outfits that you feel really confident in, and wearing makeup if that's something that you do, and just feeling really confident, and that confidence is coming from how good you kind of decorating your vessel. I feel like because of all of the passion that you're going to be experiencing, it's going to make you feel so good about yourself and just feeling like hot stuff. I'm definitely getting the vibe, like all over the place, that very fulfilling, bedroom life. I think that this person is a really giving person passionately, romantically and other things. I don't want to, make this into that kind of reading, because I recognize you might not be here for that. I feel like, especially if you had a friend who did kind of, or does kind of hook you up with this person, that they'll be super interested in how it is going, and they'll be wanting all the deets. And I also get the message, like, if you are in a relationship, little confirmation, you might also have a child. And that child will really like seeing you feeling, you guys feeling so romantic and lovey-dovey. I definitely think you'll be going out a bit more, or if not going out, just socializing a lot more and feeling really confident and proud of you, of yourself, of the way you look, of who you are, just feeling really like, ooh, yeah, if that makes sense. Oh, jeez. Alright, so I think we'll get into month 2. So in the center of your reading this time, for month 2 of the next upcoming 3 months, you have the attraction card, the pansy. And it says, pansies indicate that people are being pulled into your life who align well with you. Romance may be on the agenda, but this energy also helps build community and friendship circles, possibly where learning takes place. It is time to step back a little and relax into what is happening naturally. Hesitation and overthinking could cause blockages, and watch out for personal deception and gossip. So I definitely think this new person who you'll be meeting in the next month is a really good fit for you. It says pulled into your life who align well with you. Romance may be on the agenda. And I feel like this is somebody you could really build a solid relationship that could last, as long as you want it to, the rest of your life if that felt right. And that there's just so much potential there, and you are really similar people. I also get the message that there may be times you will kind of bump heads. In this humility card, it says, I take a deep breath and release all of my desire to be right. Without right, what's left? A soft, pliable version of me that's willing to make mistakes, hear other people's opinions, and try doing stuff a different way. In other words, I get to take a pretty sweet, all-inclusive brain vacation. Some restrictions apply depending on the current tenacity of my ego. So I definitely feel like that this relationship would really benefit from, in those moments where you guys bump heads, kind of like, a little bit having a tiff, taking a moment, like take a deep breath like it says, and just kind of remember that your relationship is more valuable than being right. And, this is something that I remind myself of, so I get it, because I can be a bit hot-headed. But yeah, in those moments personally, I just remind myself that my relationship matters more to me than being right does. And I am saying that for you because we do have so much about like leadership in your reading, and and about heeding that advice. I also get with the trust card, it says this situation is calling for you to have faith, that if in those moments when you bump heads with this person, if you start to doubt that the relationship is really worth investing in, that it is actually worth investing in, like to just trust in that relationship, like Spirit's really coming through to be like, you are a good match, and there's a lot of attraction and good times there. With Libra here as well, like a lot, that's balance, that it really is something, even if in times that it needs to be worked on, or if you need to kind of tame yourself, tame that flame within you a little bit here and there, that's a worthwhile investment, that this could bring so much happiness to you, and you could really build a life with that person. With the Daughter of Water being in reverse, I will check the book, double check, but when the Page of Cups is in reverse, which is, what she is for this deck, that can represent an unwillingness to apologize, and especially here with the humility card. If that is something that you find difficult, like kind of hard to let go of, your ego, if you feel attacked when, that when you are wrong, or if someone's saying that you were wrong about something, if that makes you feel attacked, and you're worried, or a part of you is worried that if you did apologize that they're just going to rub it in your face, and they're just going to make you feel worse, and so there's no point, or I think a lot of the time that is that's what's behind it, that it can be hard and awkward and not feel good to apologize, or to just not even necessarily apologize if that's not the extent of what it was, but like to admit that you were wrong, that this relationship is so worth kind of looking past and overcoming your that ego self, and the more you do it, the easier it gets. And I think that this person is loving enough and sweet enough to not like make you feel bad for either making a mistake or acting a little bit immaturely. Like, I think that if you did act immaturely and then you kind of go, oh, I can recognize that was immature, then that is mature, because you're mature enough to recognize that you were being immature and kind of explain and apologize if needed, that kind of thing. I feel like this new person's one of their strong love languages could be physical touch, and I feel like they could be laying a little sweet little kisses on you all the time, and just like that they really admire you or will admire you, and that they just will think that you're very sweet. I'm hearing adorable. I feel like the way this person will treat you may be quite new to you, and maybe you are used to dealing with people who would make you feel bad for getting something wrong, or if I feel like sometimes I don't know, especially as a woman, like when my hormones are going, I feel like I've definitely gotten used to it, so I can kind of recognize that there's no reason for me to be upset, but I'm upset, so it might just be hormones and that there's nothing behind it, so I'm not going to act on it. But as people, as humans, there's just so much going on within us, and so sometimes those feelings just come up, and we get a bit hot-headed or whatever it is. And I feel like maybe you have had people in your life previously who just kind of hold that against you, and maybe even for a long time kind of bring it up as ammunition against you, and that this relationship isn't going to be like that, and that might feel a bit new, and so it might be a kind of gut instinct for you to rile up if you did get something wrong or acted in a certain way, or that kind of vibe that we're talking about. And I think that if you just remember and what kind of a person this person is, trust in them and the vibe that they're giving to you, the actions, looking at their actions and saying, what does that mean? I feel like by looking at a person's actions, you can see a lot about them and their intentions. For some of you, this person is especially romantic and could even write you a poem, or they might play guitar, write you a song that you really inspire them. I think that both of you will be having a lot of kind of daydreaming about what the future could hold, and that this relationship will be really enchanting and just kind of not consume your entire life. You'll still be able to do things, not just all consumed by each other, but just that you'll be really enchanted by each other and really love hanging out with each other, and when you're not with each other, just kind of thinking about when you will be together and when you have been together, and just reminiscing. Even this I'm seeing as a love potion. at the end too, I'll pull some charms, and we'll kind of pull some charms and be like, what kind of person is this new person coming through? And we'll see if we can kind of learn a bit more about them. But right now, I think we'll move into month 3 of the next upcoming months. Oh wow, just reading about this card, and the little quote it has is so sweet. It says, I cultivate my garden and my garden cultivates me. And I feel like that is so what this relationship is, and or will be. I keep saying it as if it's like already happening. That you guys will really help each other grow and just blossom in your lives, feel so happy around each other, and that you really make each other stronger. So with this card, Refinement, the Dahlia, it says, be receptive to communications and messages that are incoming at present, as there is much to benefit your current situation. Dahlias inspire and ask you to improve yourself and current situations. You may find keys and deeper meanings to mysteries that have evaded you for some time, or be given offers that seem unusual. It can be very easy to fall for deceptive flattery and to have unrealistic expectations at the moment. Interesting that it said deceptive flattery, and we literally have a card called Deception. I actually got a message when I read it that if there is, people who come in and are complimenting you, and, new people kind of flirting with you and stuff like that, that don't fall for it. Like, don't feed into it, because the relationship you'll have with this person is so much more valuable. And while it might feel good to get that flattery and stuff like that, I don't think that those people have very good intentions, especially if they know that you're in a relationship. I feel like in month 3 of the upcoming next 3 months that you'll start to see new sides of this person, and that some of their sides might be a bit unique, and that's going to be like a new experience, just kind of getting to know that person on a new level. And I don't think that these are anything bad. They're not deep dark secrets they've been hiding or anything. Just kind of the more comfortable they get with you and you with them. I definitely think that in this relationship there's a taming of yourself, in the sense of your ego is what I mean, like kind of really growing into this relationship, and that this is going to be oh god, I'm so sorry if you are in a relationship, and I've just completely been thinking of single people. I hope that if you're still here and that you are in a relationship, you've kind of been changing what I've been saying as to make sense for you, because I do feel that as well, if it's a bit of a new start. And the reason I thought of you guys, if you are in a relationship, is because I got a message. Oh, that either way, like this relationship is going to either have a new level of maturity and growth, or like somehow upgrading, if you are in a relationship, the level of commitment you have to each other, whether it is moving in together, could be getting engaged, it could be growing your family, or merging your finances, so many different things it could be. But kind of upgrading your relationship, and if this is, you're single now and this is something new coming in, that this will be the most mature relationship that you have had up to now, and that it will really, if you let it, that this can be such a positive thing for you, and that I truly feel that this person is good for you, and that you are good for them. And so if you have any self-sabotaging tendencies, just to try and keep that in check. Ask yourself, how do I feel? just kind of reviewing, like, what kind of thoughts have I been thinking lately, and why is that, and how do I feel about this, and how do I feel about them, and why do I feel that? Is there any kind of reasons that I might, feel that way, especially in relation to my past? Like, for instance, with this, like, flattery and stuff like that was mentioned in here as well. If sometimes when, we kind of get that flattery and stuff, it's not really coming, if you want to feed into it, it's not so much because you're attracted to that person, and more so it could be like a feeling of a need for validation. And so it is so important that, we know within ourselves and just remind ourselves that we are all that we need. And especially with how you were feeling in month 1, to just remember that, especially if you are single, just getting a particular message that just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean that you're not, what is the word I'm looking for? I suppose attractive, but that's not quite the word I'm talking about, like that. I don't know, I suppose even online there's quite a few things. It's like, out of relationship, and then, lots of effort put into the appearance and this kind of thing, and then in the relationship, and it's like track pants and messy hair and that sort of thing. And I feel like what people mean is like comfortable, but if there's any part of you that feels like, being in a relationship, you're no longer attractive or that kind of thing, and so if you do kind of seek that validation, which, no judgment, hey, like, I totally get it, just to kind of remind yourself that you are beautiful, and that you are, keep going to say, like, I've heard people say "sezzy," so hopefully you know what I mean when I say that, because I want my video to have no issues with YouTube. Just that you are enough, and that you don't need, people who probably don't even have your best interests at heart you don't need that validation. You are awesome, and you are incredible, and you are beautiful. And I know that this person definitely sees that. I feel like they really will look up to you, and they really admire you, and they really want to see you be your best self, and not in a way of like they want you to work on yourself. That's not what I mean. It's just that they want you to flourish in life. And and I feel that they are also willing to help make that happen. That there's so much love and care. Maybe the reason I keep thinking it's now as well is if this is a current relationship too. For your tarot, we also have the Big Medicine Wheel and the Ace of Fire. And I always think that the Big Medicine Wheel is the Wheel of Fortune, but it's actually the World. So with the Ace of Fire, I'm definitely getting the message that not to worry about these people coming in with the flattery and that kind of thing, to worry that you're going to betray your partner or anything like that. I don't think you need to worry, because with the Ace of Fire, I really see you and your partner just like, wow, I just got such a strong like visual, just like melded as one, a really strong relationship, and like shooting towards just an incredible future that is mutually fulfilling, and really building a solid life together that brings you guys so much happiness and good times, a really, really, truly fulfilling life in your heart of hearts, and that it's not only, fun now, but that it is stable, and it's a real consistent passion shared between you guys. as a small note, you guys might also have a bit of a campfire night, like a campfire date, or go camping, kind of like have a little date where you even like roast marshmallows or something like that, just kind of sitting next to the fire and feeling the warmth and cuddling up together. I really see this relationship has the potential to just last a really long time, and for that to be, you know, even happy for the rest of your lives. With the big medicine wheel, the world, I really just wanted to look in the book as well, because this book, its meanings are a little bit different to the traditional tarot, and they're really beautiful. I love this deck so much. I definitely feel that you guys will grow together. You know, I feel like some people go, you've changed, and you know, I feel like this is kind of a rhetoric that we hear in media and different things like that, that some people view it as a bad thing, and personally I don't. And I feel like you two in this relationship, that you will let each other change, and that it won't be something that strains your relationship, but that makes it stronger, and that you will really accept each other for who you are at your core. And so any kind of change that comes up, you know that that's coming from that deep person within, and that I get that you'll really know each other really well, especially with the refinement. Like, really, was that? Or maybe it was in this one here that I was reading about, kind of like knowing each other more on a deeper level. And so yeah, not only kind of any kind of new thing that comes out, just really accepting that, but any change that happens in the future, just loving each other for who you are, and knowing that any actions that comes up is because of who they are and who you are. It says, now Big Medicine Wheel encourages you to leave behind your old lifestyle and embrace the new phase. Let go of your past, thank it, bless it, but don't carry it around like so much dead weight. What really belongs to you will stay and always be available to you. But your past no longer exists. It is a mere memory that must now give way to an infinitely more fulfilling present. If you wish, you can seize this great opportunity to wake up, to become more conscious and begin a different life. I definitely feel like there is a message that of self-realization and self-analyzation, like to really look at why you do the things you do and why you believe the things you do, especially in regards to your relationship, and kind of like looking at, you know, different behaviors you might express, and why do you do that, especially if it's like you're seeking comfort, but you go and sit in another room or exclude yourself from that person. It's kind of like doing the opposite of what you want, because you want that person to figure it out, and more so just kind of looking at it, you know, that's just one example too, just more so looking at it as like, why do I do that? And you know, if I want comfort, why don't I just go up and hug them, or just say, hey, can you, I really would like comfort, you know, could you please come and give me a cuddle, or something like that. Obviously express yourself how you want to express yourself, but yeah, just kind of analyzing why you do those things, and how could you bring more love into your relationship. And I think by doing that and kind of looking at like self-analyzing like that, and growing will just benefit your relationship in so many beautiful ways, and for the long run, like make it so much stronger and happier for both of you. I definitely see you guys as, you know, it's a very balanced relationship. Like here in the pebbles, it looks like two people, you know, just here, just facing each other and melded together, and really building something together, and two people who are equals, and just so much respect. But yeah, I definitely feel like this person doesn't want to fight you. And if that's something you've had in the past, like maybe you're not used to experiencing that in a person where they really, you know, don't want to fight, or you know, that's not something that they typically do. Not that they can't be aggravated into it, but just that that's not something they typically show up as, and that if that's something that you do, and just looking at why you do that, is that something you've seen in the past? Is that like kind of what's underneath that? And just unpacking it, and you know, growing and healing from past hurts, and loving yourself all the more because of it. I think this person is patient enough and loving enough to accept you even if you do go into those moments, which I totally get, and to just be there. You know, obviously no one wants to get taken advantage of, but I don't think that that's where you're coming at. I think that you have a good heart as well, and that there's maybe just some times where you get a bit riled up, and I get that. I also realize we haven't gone over these two. So we have rest. I take a step away from my stress, and then a deep breath, and then a crankiness. And then a crankiness killing nap. When I get the rest I need, I instantly become a better version of myself, able to navigate complex relationships in a single bound. When I don't, I'm not, which means I shouldn't, but I try to, and then we can't, and it doesn't, but I did, so it wasn't. Good night. God, that was confusing, but I think that's the point. So yeah, I feel like this is exactly what I mean. It's like, you know, just like that self-awareness to go, you know, I just need a nap right now, or you know, to just step away from that stress you're feeling in that moment, especially if it's kind of you know, unintentionally getting directed at your partner, and to just go, you know, I need a minute, like I'm just gonna go and cozy up and read a book for a bit, or you know, cuddle up and you know, in my bed and feel comfy, and you know, watch something, or just kind of taking a minute, and because of that time that you've taken for yourself, just kind of like calming down your nervous system and going, oh, like why was I acting that way, and just kind of like reflecting a bit, and seeing what's underneath. And even if there is something that your partner did that upset you, just taking that time, and then you can kind of approach it and go, hey, that hurt me when you did that, or that upset me, or can we talk about this? And that you'll have so much better results when you do that, which is really what you want. Hey, you just want a relationship that you feel so happy and comfortable in, and it's just kind of misguided actions that we sometimes take when we're arguing because we care. And so by, you know, taking that moment, you can just approach it in a better way that makes everyone happy. We also have boundless love. Today I'll open my eyes a little wider and walk a little taller, noticing that the world around me is filled with tiny miracles. With this in mind, it's easy to fall in love and offer again, and God, it's easy to fall in love over and over again with everything from honeybees to neon signs, and while I'm feeling this inspired and this in love, everything else sort of falls into place. As a side note, I know I have braces, so I'm sorry if you can kind of hear my mouth noises. I try my best not to, but yeah, the braces are there. With this message though, especially if you're in a relationship, like wasn't that beautiful? It's easy to fall in love over and over again. And I feel like that's what I mean, like just like a new a new part of your relationship, just like a new chapter, and just how good that feels. I definitely think that this relationship will really just make you feel so much better about yourself, and not that that's why you're in the relationship, but I feel like that's a sign of a healthy relationship. I'll open my eyes a little wider and walk a little taller. I feel like by entering that new energy in this upcoming 3 months of that awareness, it says open my eyes a little wider, that self-awareness will really just kind of bring a lot of calm into your life, and after that, or through that, a new level of confidence that is more grounded, and that isn't based on the way you look, or on who likes you or finds you attractive, but is based on who you are inside, and the strength and wisdom and talent you have within you. And just that you are a beautiful, loving person. I definitely feel in the upcoming month 3 of the upcoming next 3 months for your romantic life, or just that in your life, that you'll be feeling really high, and not in an unstable way, but in a sense that you'll just be feeling really happy all day, and just kind of aren't they so amazing, and isn't this so good, so happy, that because your relationship is so really makes you feel so good, and so just blossoming in so many different ways, and that just ripples out to all of the other areas of your life, and that you're just kind of glowing with that love that you feel. I feel like everything with this relationship is going to be, or is, very natural, and that you will just very naturally grow with this person. But otherwise, I think we're kind of done with this portion, and I will pull some charms about this person. I don't usually pull these, but I'm going to pull some little letters. Pile number 1's person here in their romantic life, please, Spirit. Who are they? Maybe I'll put these up here. So we got E, K, S, B, G, D, and B. Also do some charms. If this is too loud, I might make it a bit quieter, so the sound might go a bit funny. Who's this person? So again, if you have a child with this person, I definitely feel like that's who this person is. It's not a new person. It's really just me forgetting to, talk about this in terms of relationship. And also that there is a level of innocence in this relationship. You guys can goof around and, kind of act childish, and that it's just fun, and that you accept each other. Ooh, what's this? says, happiness will always follow you. Oh, that's so beautiful. That's what I feel like, that this relationship really is just like so fulfilling and just brings so much happiness for you guys. I feel like this person really is such a sweetheart, and that there's a real strength to them, and like they know who they are, and they might be a bit even though they are so strong and they know who they are and they're not afraid to show up, but they might be just like a bit shy at times, and not shy in the sense of they're afraid at social interaction or anything like that, but they just, more of a listener. Maybe a bit more of a quiet type. I like to have this one as a bit of like a more prominent like energy, the ones that come in here. Oh, look at that. I feel like you will take this love with you everywhere you go. Like in your mind you think of them and it just fills your heart up. That honestly, like this love is like, will be and is like so complex and beautiful, and it really just fulfills you in so many ways, and in almost every way. Obviously there's a level that we need to fill our own hearts up, but just like such a beautiful love. Sometimes it's a bit hard that I use my phone to film, because like I would really love to look up different animal meanings. I feel like this person may love to cook, but if that is not really them, they definitely love to eat. And like burgers in particular could be something that they love. I think this person's very wholesome, and I think that they like, simple pleasures and, classic things, classic styles. I think that they're, I'm getting the message, so sorry, I picked up this and this. They could be a bit more on the chunky side, and, maybe that's something you'll really love about them. And they also could be, on the other side of things, they could also be a bit meticulous about their weight or what they put in their body. And I know that those are like, well, not necessarily two separate things, but, on the surface that those feel like different things. They could also be on the bigger side, but that might be something that they want to work on or change. I'm not getting, I kind of am, but we'll come back to the zebra. With the safety pin, I feel like that one always represents safety to me, and so just like a really feeling of like so safe with this person, and like that they really will be such a home for you, and you for them. With the pearl as well, that this relationship is really special and rare, and that this person is a true gem, and I think that they see you that way as very precious as well. We have another little gem here. I think that they see you as very sweet and just kind of like the apple of their eye. That this person knows how they feel about you, and that's not something that's going to change. They're not willy-nilly with their love. They're not, having flights of fancy, like that. They know how they feel about you and that they love you so much. They might also sometimes have self-worth, low self-worth, and maybe that's something you can help them with, and just helping through your love, helping them to know that they are enough, and that they are special and that you see how amazing they are and you love them all the more. I feel like there's going to be like levels of this relationship that may feel like not like work, but like that need to, like kinks that need to be worked out, and that's something that isn't a sign that the relationship's not right for you guys, but that you're just kind of growing together and learning how to be a unit. Of course, like still individuals, but like, grow your relationship in a healthy way. For some of you, this person might be Irish, or like the color green as well. Those are more so light, on the surface kind of messages, but on a deeper level, I feel like it might feel like that since this person entered your life, that there's a lot of, like, you're a lot more lucky. And I feel like a lot of what that is that you make each other feel so happy. And that because of that, your life is a lot more happy and you have a lot more good times, which, is lucky, isn't it? I feel like this person will like the effort you put into yourself, and not in the sense of that it's for them, but they just like you, seeing you, if it's like you like to kind of accessorize, or if you like to wear certain things, or if you like to decorate your home in a certain way, or if you whatever it is for you, like could be even I don't know, I'm also getting the message about like seeing you play like games you like or something like that, that they will really like seeing you enjoy yourself. And I feel like that says a lot about them, that they're somebody who is giving and generous and genuine, that they're truly loving, that they, don't love for self-satisfaction, but they love because, and they want to see the person that they love and they want to see you be happy and flourish, and that's super beautiful. I feel like this relationship won't be passionate all the time, but that's a good thing. Like that is, not only kind of who this person is, like they might not feel passionate all the time, but that passion's always going to come back, and that it, like, it's never going to be a permanent thing, and that it's just like a normal lull, like to not worry when that happens. And I'm not sensing that it's going to be these like long stretches of no passion, but just like we just got to live our lives, hey, and when we share our lives with someone, it's not realistic to constantly have a ace of fire kind of energy. Although I do feel like when you look back on your like lives and relationship with this person, that you will feel that it was this. But in the times, when maybe you're feeling passionate and you don't feel like they are, that it's okay, and that that's just one time, or I can't really express what I mean, like that it's nothing to worry about, and that there's seriously going to be so much passion, and that there will be so much passion in your relationship with this person. Otherwise, I think that that's all I'm getting. I hope that you enjoyed. I know it was a bit of a longer one, so I appreciate you hanging around, and I hope it resonated. And if it did and you liked it, please give it a like, because helps me get my channel out, so I appreciate it. But I also really loved reading for you, and I hope that you have a great next 3 months and a good Valentine's Day and everything. Please subscribe if you like me. I'd love to have you in our community here. But otherwise, please be well, and just see you. Thank you so much. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. So if you chose this pile with the crystal moon and the Thurasas rune, then this is your reading. So I'll start by reading the Strength card here, which is Fennel. And it says, you will find a greater strength and positive grounding energy coming forth, and even an invitation to undertake a new life path. Friendships are highlighted by Fennel, and you may find you are spending additional time with those you align closely with. Situations in which sharing is high on the agenda will occur, and you are being prompted to share or teach what you know. Be careful not to work too hard or to become unnecessarily reclusive. So these 3 cards here are giving me a message actually about friendship, and I know that this is a romantic life reading, and so I will kind of get into that later, like in a bit. But I am getting a message that either this is like a new friend that you have just made, or someone you will meet very soon, or it's a friend you've had for a little bit. But either way, this is a friendship that's going to be deepening. And that this friend is going to be influential in how you feel about yourself and your standards of what you deserve in a romantic relationship. Here with the you are lovable, I feel that this person really wants you to know how amazing you are, and wants you to know what you do deserve. Especially if in the past you've had partners who didn't treat you very well. So on this side we have the Hanged Man in reverse and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And I am strongly getting the vibe for the next upcoming month for your romantic life that you might have a date, but you know, kind of that doesn't really lead to anything. But for the most part, I'm really getting a focus on friendships, and in particular one friendship, this person that makes you feel so much more confident within yourself. And with the Hanged Man, I can see that there is a gaining of a new perspective. And even, you know, so when the Hanged Man is in reverse, hang on, wait. So when the Hanged Man is upright, that is kind of like a pausing to see things from a different perspective and to gain a new perspective. And when it's in reverse, it's like you have gained, you took that time and you gained that perspective. And so I strongly feel that in the next month that you will be kind of not really dating and just kind of hanging out with this friend, like even having drinks with them, like really connecting with them, and just really having like deep conversations in a very fun way, like they are very easy to talk to, and that through talking to them you really gain some insights about yourself and, you know, your life and people in the past, and yeah, what you deserve and what you didn't deserve. If you're talking to any exes at the moment or past, you know, situationships, people who you may have dated a bit here and there, I can see that in the next month you'll be cutting them out, and that it's really to do with your self-worth. Your rune is the rune Thurisaz. I hope I'm not butchering that. I'll have to watch a video or something on them. Catharsis, change and cleansing. So I definitely feel like you're going to be going through a bit of a rebirth, like a lot of change happening in your romantic life. And I think that in month one, this is really starting from within yourself. I feel like with the catharsis, I feel like these conversations that you're going to have with this friend, I'm really getting the vibe of like having a few drinks like at one of your houses and just like having really deep chats, and like, you know, it can be that without the drinks, but that's just the vibe I'm getting. And I'm getting the message that when you talk about your past relationships to this person or kind of past situations you've been in, that they're gonna be like, whoa, that's really messed up, or like, I can't believe that, and they're really gonna like advocate for you and help you to see the situations in a new way that you didn't previously or hadn't previously. And that maybe that's a feeling you've had deep down that wasn't right, but just didn't feel confident enough to accept that truth, and that this person advocating for you is really going to allow you to have the strength to, you know, believe in yourself. And that will definitely trigger a lot of healing and like a really beautiful new level of self-love within you. I'm not sure I've read this one, so I'll read it now. It says, depth. as new people show up in my life, I look for all the weird, wonderful, complex layers below their surface. I can't be surprised by someone's depth of character unless I'm willing to peel back the outer layers and go a little deeper. It's like the brand new saying goes, don't judge an onion by its haircut. I love these cards, they're so stupid. And this is, one of those 3 cards, which is definitely, well, this whole reading is giving me that friend, but especially that they could be a new friend. Alright, I think we'll move on to month 2 of the upcoming months. Yeah. So I'm just reading this communication card here, and seriously, like, had to read it like 3 times, and I was like, I just can't like read this. I keep getting like confused. And because of the messages I was getting already from like looking at these cards, I feel like that it's emphasizing that point, and I will get into it, but just to kind of, not leave you in the dark, I'm kind of getting the vibe that in month 2 of your upcoming romantic life, you're kind of, unfortunately, going to be having some experiences where it just feels like, you might have some dates and stuff, or you might meet some people that you would like to date or having some kind of interaction with, and it just feels like they're fumbling the bag, like that they're not experienced enough to know how to treat you in the way that you want to be treated. And I don't get this in like a very intense way, more like they don't kiss you how you want to be kissed, maybe they're just, I suppose I was going to say maybe they're just sticking their tongue down your throat, but maybe that's what you like, I don't know. But yeah, like they're not flirting with you in like in a way that's really making you feel flirtatious, that kind of thing, and we'll get more into it. But first I'll read the communication one. I just wanted to note that, because seriously I was like, why can I not read? So it says, please tell us that now is the time to move ahead with projects, plans, and ideas. There are new ways of thinking and approaching challenges, and even life, if you are willing to listen to what could be an alternate communication method with concepts you may have dismissed in the past. Sharing ideas, considering partnerships, gathering information, and stepping up enthusiasm are all indicated. Be wary of haphazard actions and failing to follow through. Even that, like, I didn't even get to there before I just started laughing, but be wary of haphazard actions and failing to follow through. And that's what I'm feeling, like, that, like, haphazard actions, just like people who just not putting enough thought into what they're doing, or just aren't experienced enough or aware enough to kind of read your behavior and like realize that you're not so into it, even if you were before they started talking or before you guys started, kissing or whatever. And failing to follow through as well, like there might be maybe like a guy here and there who just kind of ghosting you or something like that, and I don't get it's something that's going to be super upsetting, just kind of like, oh well, that was rude kind of thing. I feel like this is very light kind of hearted interactions. They're nothing that you're super invested in, even if you were kind of like, when you're interacting with these people, kind of like, I could see something here, I could see this working, but ultimately it's just like the vibe's not there, and so I don't see you getting super upset for any extended length of time if these guys people just kind of do ghost you, or I say guys, like people but I get that can be confusing in a tarot reading. Yeah, I just feel like you won't so much mind as you kind of a few days later or whatever. I definitely feel in month 2 that you will be, over the course of the month, like talking/dating with a few people, and that you'll kind of like go through a bit of a talking phase, and you'll kind of get excited, and you know, you'll like it kind of like, you maybe if you're on a dating app, like that kind of vibe, but it doesn't have to be that way. Even like going out, or if you're at school, like people at school, or uni. And I think that even though that you are kind of approaching things in a very light-hearted way, that ultimately you do want a partnership. And so while I feel like you're open to these kind of passionate exchanges, I feel like, yeah, you are looking for a relationship. I feel like, anyways, not to tell you how you feel. That's just what I'm getting. This Knave of Wands in reverse and the Eight of Swords in reverse are some of the cards, although there's kind of many, but I'll get into these ones first, about these kind of passionate exchanges that kind of leave you feeling a little bit, I don't know, high and dry, maybe. I feel like with the Knave of Wands, like, that is the Page of Wands, which is the youngest in the, having a loss of words, Wands family. Oh, almost had it and then it's gone again. This communication's really messing with me. This is the vibe, because wands do represent that like passionate energy, and just kind of like that drive. And because this is a romantic reading, I am strongly getting the vibe that because it's that young energy, that they just don't know how to woo you. You know, I think that they might be very self-focused and how things make them feel. And this could be one particular person too, because I am getting like a few different energies. Just kind of very self-focused, and I don't know, for example, going to hold you, but not supporting your body, right? So you kind of feel awkward, but at the same time you're wanting to be flirtatious, so you know, you don't want to well, first you can always say if you're uncomfortable, absolutely, but I guess I'm sort of getting the vibe of like, not in a way of like in a very serious way, but just like, you know, you're in a bit of an awkward position, but you don't, you know, you guys are kissing, it's like, do I say something? Just like that, you know? And with the Eight of Swords in reverse, I'm getting that like a kind of particular message. Just had to move that because I was like, is that what I think it is? I think it was just a petal. With the Eight of Swords in reverse, because when it's upright, it represents anxiety, and that this, you know, particular deck, they're, you know, having a passionate exchange. Maybe there's times in the past that you have felt anxious, you know, having those bedroom experiences with people. It's kind of like you haven't been able to get into it because you are kind of really feeling really internal and kind of stuck in that anxiety about like self-conscious, and that has really taken away from the experience. I feel that in month 2 of the upcoming months that's something that you're going to want to let go of, and that you are going to want to you are going to be prioritizing how you feel in the bedroom. I'm just going to look up this one. So the cleansing card with lemon, and this one is pink, and it says, the end of one phase and the beginning of another is indicated and brought forward by lemons. A change of environment or situation and in your way of thinking is needed and will help you proceed. Although necessary, you can comfortably move forward gradually. Sell or get rid of things you no longer need, as it is time for a physical clear out. Old habits need to die. Now is a great time to do it and have it done for good. It also says it uses purification, friendship, longevity, love, and fidelity. And so I am strongly getting with this card that energy we got here with the rune as well, and with the previous month, which makes sense because you're coming from there to here, of that change and that rebirth of how you feel about yourself and your self-love and your self-worth improving. And when it says purification, friendship, longevity, I feel like, fueled by that friendship or inspired by that friendship, and that this feeling, that new feeling within you is going to last a long time, and that it's going to be like a new level of maturity within yourself and what you want from a partner, or partner in the broader sense. The astrological sign for this card is also Gemini, which I feel like is really reflecting that communication and really emphasizing that point where I feel like you will be talking to quite a few people over the course of the month. As well as this one here, it says receiving. I open up and allow myself to receive love in all ways, from all directions. It may seem scary, but it's better than receiving audits, bedbugs, or hate mail. I receive love and it feels so good that I decide to receive it some more, and then maybe just a wee bit more. So I feel like this is definitely talking about that kind of new perspective of what you will and won't accept. And I feel like these various experiences you're going to have where, these people just fumbling you, that they will just really help you to be like, I'm so tired of that. That does nothing for me. And I'm just going to let those kind of people go, and really identifying, behaviors in people, so you can look for what you do want and what you don't want. With this hate mail, if you do kind of reject someone's advance, which is totally alright, that some of them might get a little bit pissy with you, and that's not your fault, and it's not your job to make them feel good by accepting their advance if you don't feel that same way. Of course, always be respectful, but I really don't think that's an issue for you. I think that the vibe I get of you is that you are a very respectful and politely mannered person, and that this, even in the past, has been a detriment at times. And so definitely don't feel bad about, not accepting their advance, because that's totally within your right. And I feel like that is really an energy that you're going to be integrating into yourself, fully kind of realizing in month 1, and then in month 2 really melding into your character, is that self-worth and self-confidence. Assertiveness as well. That was what's the word I'm looking for? This flirt card in reverse is also that one that was getting me that message, just about somebody who just got a strong message. Maybe they just come out with that dirty talk right out the gates, that kind of vibe, or they're just throwing a random pickup line at you, and it's just what was that? What did you want to achieve by that? Just or it could be anything, just giving you compliments that don't actually make you feel good about yourself, and just I feel I get this vibe from you of just being what are you even saying right now? So I find that these kind of immature interactions I'm getting just to be kind of amusing, so I hope you do too when the time comes. And then with the stay optimistic about your love life in reverse, I feel by the kind of as you get into that second month and you're just kind of having all of these exchanges, I feel you might start to feel a little bit pessimistic about your love life, and just feeling why can't I just find someone, good? Why can't I just find someone who I'm actually interested in, and who treats me how I want to be treated, who flirts with me how I like to flirt and how I want to be flirted with, and you know, kisses me and touches me in the way that I like, and not just, you know, touches, but like any kind of physical intimacy. You know, just really like wanting that reciprocation. And so, yeah, by the end of the month, just kind of feeling a little bit like defeated in a way. But I really feel like that this, like dating and stuff, that the things you will learn from it is really valuable and really will help you to see qualities that you do like and that you don't like I was saying, and therefore to be able to identify a better person for you in the future. Okay, I think we'll move into month 3. For month 3, there only one tarot card wanted to come out. I was shuffling for a while and I just, you know, kind of had it in my mind that I would be pulling 2, but I was just getting this strong feeling that only one card was necessary and nothing was coming out, and so I was like, I'm just going to listen to my intuition. In saying that, the one card that did come out is the 6 of Wands, which I feel like is very good. So we'll get into that in a bit. With the grounding card, I'll read what it says. It says, explore the deeper, innermost areas of yourself and situations. As potato indicates energies that are calling you to look again at what you may have once missed and will help to bring stability. If you are looking for an answer, try pulling back a little to let things settle on their own first. Challenges at the moment may include ignorance, self-centeredness, and forgetfulness, so make sure you are compassionate and focused. I am getting the message that in month 3, because of that previous month, you having so many kind of passionate exchanges, that I feel like that they may have kind of increased your ego as well as your self-worth, which is like very normal, I think, you know, and it's just something to kind of, a bit of a growth process, and I feel like that those experiences might make you feel really good about yourself, but in a way that, not just a positive way, but also in a way that feeling like you're too good for some people, you know, which is like, I guess, like, you know, not that we're too good for people or that people can be too good for others, but that, like, you know, you do want to, of course, have someone who matches your energy, but that in saying that, that shouldn't be based on superficial qualities such as, you know, appearance, although you do deserve someone who you're attracted to, of course. So I do feel like that because of that kind of confidence, that it may start to feel a little bit like, you know, it says self-centeredness, just kind of, yeah, especially if you were interacting with people who were self-centered, but who were also, like, you know, giving you lots of compliments and stuff. I feel like with the 6 of Wands that you will be meeting someone who you will form some kind of passionate relationship with. It might not be a relationship itself, and if it isn't a relationship itself, I don't think that it's something, you know, say it's like friends with benefits. I think that that's something you will enjoy, and I don't think that that's something you're going to wish was more. It's just like, whatever it is, I feel that this relationship you'll be forming with that new person is something that you want, even if it's not a you know, a partnership. And I feel like that this new person will really, you know, treat you in the way that you want to be treated, and that they will, you know, you'll find them to be really seductive and to be really, well, if this resonates for something that you would want in a partner, that they would be really manly. But that doesn't have to apply if that, you know, you're not interested in manliness. Just that you will really find them very attractive, and that there's a real maturity in the way that they treat you, and definitely like a connection. you guys will just really vibe with each other and really flow well together, and that's what will make it so mutually fulfilling. It also says potato indicates energies that are calling you to look again at what you may have missed and will help to bring stability. So this may have been someone who you actually met in month 2, or possibly earlier, but especially month 2, who you maybe stopped talking to or didn't really give them a shot because you were like, nah. And then they kind of, something comes up, you maybe see them again, or they message again, or you're like, actually, why don't I message them? And from there, you actually really connect, and like you're like, oh, actually, I really like this person, and kind of form something stronger. I am strongly getting a friends with benefits vibe, but that's only if that's something that you want, because obviously this is your life. But with the grounding, that there is definitely a certain like relationship and connection that will come with this person. I feel like this person may have felt rejected from you in the past, because you kind of like slept on them, like you would, like, not literally, but like, like you did see a message and just kind of not reply because you had so much else going on at the time and stuff like that. And so I feel like some compassion in terms of, how that made them feel would be definitely beneficial in helping that relationship ground down, which I definitely think will be, worthwhile, and treating that person with, that same level of respect that they're giving you. Or will be in month 3. We have the honeymoon card. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. And so, maybe you'll go away, like, for some of you, maybe you'll go camping, or like, maybe you will go away together, staying in a hotel or something. But I definitely just get the vibe, even that it's just that energy of hanging out together and like having those kind of first kind of passionate exchanges, and that it just feels really good, and that it's like you're really on a high from it, and to just that's everything that you were looking for in that previous month, and all of the excitement that is, that you have that now. This card, it says, I'm a catch. I'm a total catch, and I know all the reasons why. I know that anyone would be lucky to be with me, and that it doesn't mean I'm arrogant or snobby. Self-respect is just one of my many qualities exhibited by this complete and utter babe. So yes, I love this so much, because I feel like this is the final, especially with the butterfly. I feel like in month 1 and 2, like month 1, you were that caterpillar, and that's when you first kind of started growing your self-worth and your self-love, and then you became that chrysalis, and then with month 3 you're bursting out, and you're really integrating that new beginning within yourself of how you feel about yourself, and what you want from life, especially romantically, and not feeling like you should reply to, or every advance, or stuff like that. Not your standards increasing to what actually makes you happy. What a journey. Oh my goodness, I'm excited for you, and I'm so proud of you. Like, so wonderful that you'll be, making these huge changes for yourself. I'm getting the message that I feel like you will be ending that, like by the end of that 3-month period, you will still be single, but that's not like something that will be bringing you down. It's like a choice, because although you really would be connecting with this person, it's like you really enjoy hanging out with them, and you know, like here with like the dove and the rabbit, I feel like they kind of have a similar energy. Like, you know, if you're walking out in like a forest, especially like fairy tale kind of thing, you might see a rabbit and you might see a dove, but they're not so much a match to each other than a certain vibe. And so I feel like you will really enjoy spending time with them, and it's going to be tons of fun and so mutually fulfilling. But ultimately, there's more you want from, you know, a long-term relationship. And so it's like, it's a bit of fun, but it's really nice that it's actually grounded, as opposed to month 2 where it was like lots of people. But otherwise, I think that's all I'm getting. Thank you so much for being here. That was super fun to read. And I'd love to read for you in the future, if you would like to subscribe, or if I'll see you again. And please like it if you did like it. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful, next 3 months. It all seems very exciting. But yeah, goodbye.